and it was like traveling into another planet. I didn't know where I was getting towards. The cyclone around me, the heavy winds around me, the clouds, temperature, everything which is so cosmic. And when I looked at his face, he was obviously upset to see me. Yoga or spirituality is a science. I started yielding fruits now. Understanding spirituality is not difficult or hard to believe. I don't think that state is now existing, that it's hard to believe. At one point of my meditation, I was in a astral plane. And it was again, these experiences, cannot be described to the utmost satisfaction because we don't have vocabulary
to express.
We don't have vocabulary. Perhaps the world is yet to derive new words and then make it comprehensive. And that's going to be another kind of revolution. So, I'm traveling in a kind of a shuttle kind of a machine. You can't even say that it is an aeroplane. No, it was not. And it was like traveling into another planet. I didn't know where I was getting towards. It was so picturesque visual to my inner eyes that I am moving upward, and I can feel the cyclone around me, the heavy winds around me, the clouds, temperature, everything which is so cosmic. It looked as though my journey was getting endless. And I thought I was going beyond the space. Just going and going and going. I was still. I was not flying. It was not the feeling of flying also. Is it a space shuttle? I don't know. So finally what happened, I realized that I was supposed to meet my Guru. By then Swami Rama had already left his body. So when this thought came to me, suddenly that vehicle, whatever I was, it was all open. I can't even say it was an enclosure like a lift. It is all open from all the four sides. But I am there in the space. I am there. How I was supported, I don't know. That's why I call it astral journey. I think it's the first time I am sharing it with somebody. Yeah. Then suddenly it stopped somewhere after traveling for I don't know how many thousands of kilometers. It was a long journey. And then it got attached to something else in the space where I could get out of that thing which was not even an enclosure. So how can I say I could get out of? It's very difficult to say. I started moving towards something. Then I suddenly saw my Guru, Swami Rama, coming out of a kind of an enclosure, from an enclosure. Like in the perfect physical body, how I have seen. And when I looked at his face, he was obviously upset to see me. Not at all happy. He was a bit anxious also. Then I just looked at him. He said in Hindi, बेटे यहाँ तुम्हें आने की ज़रूरत क्या थी? Why did you come here? And there was no need for you to come. And I myself was about to come to meet you. Why did you come here? इतना तकलीफ लेने की ज़रूरत क्या थी? And then he held my hand and we started coming back. So that is where my meditation came to an end, and suddenly, because of the jolt that it just got cut off, I just opened my eyes and I saw I was sitting on my meditation seat. That hangover of my journey meeting my Guru was so deep that it lasted for more than a couple of days in me. All the time I used to be in that kind of a mood. It was so lively and real, things like that. So to say, now, Swami Rama, I call him a Brahmanda because not only I, there are so many other disciples who have already documented their stay with Swami Rama. Most of them are Westerners because he spent more than 25 long years in the West propagating that spirituality is science. He started saying spiritual science. He combined both the words and made it one as spiritual science. That many have documented their highly esoteric experiences and the kind of gifts that he received, that these disciples received from the Guru. And I myself, have documented so many such similar experiences in a book that I am going to launch in the month of July. Only a select few, because they are in hundreds and thousands. To show that spirituality is science, it happens, it's possible. Now, people have slowly, because of all their efforts and great painstaking efforts to prove that yoga or spirituality is a science, started yielding fruits now. That for a young mind who is a little more educated and science oriented, understanding spirituality is not difficult or hard to believe. I don't think that state is now existing that it's hard to believe. Yeah, there may be some people who are not in touch with what's happening around them. Such people may still say that science is different and spirituality is different. But the core thinking groups, and especially youngsters who are scientific bent of mind, they are able to see the beautiful connection between science and spirituality, because scientists are not products of this new age. I go back to my first statement that our sages were seers, drishtara, one who could see things which others could not see, because sitting in their deep meditations, they could travel from one planet to another. Going to Surya Loka means the planet called Sun, or Chandra Loka, moon planet, or any other planet that you can name, was like walking from one room to another room in your own house for the sages. So, sitting in one place, rooted on their meditation seat, they were able to travel the entire universe. Brahmanda Muttime, in their fist, the whole universe used to be. So they are called seers. So out of great love and compassion for the mankind, out of their yogic feats and siddhis, extraordinary powers, they condensed this knowledge of this esoteric knowledge called spiritual science and said, declared, proclaimed to the whole world that being in a human body like us, all of you can do your practices and attain great heights to become superhuman, where the so-called present day science, your chemistry, your physics, so on and so forth, they are small iota, in this big universe of spiritual science.